Indirect communication is a plague for the working class and for neurodivergents, but half the world does use it. So I'm hesitant to write off half the world as being insincere and awful and having bad intentions. However, it absolutely gets abused, particularly in corporate America. I'm Dr. Anna Kolschmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class and neurodivergence, as well as intersections of race and gender. I'm not a linguist, okay? So I'm going to rely on other research here for explaining this framework. This is by Dr. Hammer from 2005. He classified, and based on a lot of research across countries, two constructs of how cultures experience conflict, that we vary in emotional expression and direct versus indirect. And he found that different nationalities adhere to different types of conflict styles. So when people are more indirect, people who have direct cultures are like, why are you being so confusing? Are you being shady? What's going on? And there is enough corporate scandal, abuse, etc., that is a fair proposition. Now, people who have very direct styles, especially if they are emotionally expressive, people who are from indirect cultures see them like, why are they so aggressive? Why are they so angry? What the hell's going on? And Mary Frances Winters wrote an amazing book where she explains how this causes a lot of conflict between groups from different parts of the world, and even between groups who have immigrated or been forced out of their part of the world and now live together, like in the United States. And her book called We Can't Really Talk About That at Work. Now, of course, these are very broad buckets to put people in. Like my research has found, for example, that right up there where it says European or European Americans are all direct. Okay, maybe if you're talking about Germans and Dutch people, but like the English in the UK aren't necessarily known for being direct. And a lot of upper class whites and in white corporate America, not direct. And there's a reason for this. People from working class backgrounds, and especially people who have family members or grow up around blue collar work, you have to be direct because it's a safety issue. There's also very tangible outcomes. Like in construction work, you can't convince someone that the house is like up to code. Like it either is or it isn't. While in white collar, more abstract work, less tangible, indirectness can be used to preserve social harmony, as it often is valued in Asian cultures for that reason, but also can be used to try to cover your ass. And there has to be variation within all of these buckets here. I'm just giving that example based on my own research. But 70% of business leaders say that their number one issue is communication. So it does seem that the corporate jargon and indirectness is not serving us well in business. The problem is a lot of people think that indirect is polite and direct is rude. And that's not inherently true either, because you can be politely direct, and rudely indirect is called passive aggressiveness. There's so much I can say about this. Like this is a slide from my hour-long keynote, and then I did a workshop after it last week at a manufacturing conference, and we spent a lot of time on exercises on this and how to assist better communication.